Hello everyone, I hope everybody's doing well. I know I said I was going to be back last month with the March Madness thing, but even I need longer emotional breaks than I thought, and I just wasn't ready to do it. And the reason is there's been some real issues going on between me and my daughter and what's been going on up there, and it has been weighing me down to the point where it really affected me mentally, not physically. I think if I hadn't lost all this weight, I probably would have had a heart attack or stroke, because I was in August stage 1 early onset diabetic. I had sores on my leg. I was eating myself. Even though I was doing this channel and talking about this, I was eating myself to death. And it's just the simple fact of the matter. And when the diabetes thing came along, kind of hit a switch in my head. Now that switch has been sort of hit before because I have lost weight, but never like this. Never. I've always cheated when I've dieted. This is different. I mean, I haven't had, and what people don't know or didn't realize is how I was using food was basically how a lot of people use drugs. I mean, I would do two full bags of Doritos, a pizza, bacon double cheese with fries. This is all in a day. 12-pack of soda. Was always diet, and I still haven't given up the soda. I haven't touched any of that stuff. Well, that's not true. I still have my bacon double cheeses, but it's fine because I am so in tune to calories and working out, and that part's done. And I think if I hadn't done that, I wouldn't be where I am now. I probably wouldn't be walking around. I could feel it. I mean, I was having chest pains and dizziness, and like a stroke was going to come on. It was getting bad there as of August 15th, and that's changed. But the mental stuff is, especially with Erin and my daughter, and what I'm going to have to do here is, in the past I always made a lot of threats, and I never followed through them for the sake of Erin. I can't do that anymore, because what has gone on, and I haven't really spoken much about it, and this leads into really what I spoke about in my last video that I did last month about the therapists. Because I spoke to Erin about 3 weeks ago, and she let it slip out of the bag that she was still seeing this therapist, this Dr. Eric Williams in Teaneck, New Jersey. And I knew she was seeing him about 3 years ago. And when I started having real issues getting a hold of Erin, was about 2.5 years ago. And I had spoke with him on a couple occasions, and he was always very standoffish, and I never wanted to push the issues with him. But during the long period where I wasn't talking to Erin, I tried to reach out to him a few times, because I didn't know whether he was still her doctor or not. I had no idea what was going on. I couldn't get in contact with Erin because I wouldn't contact my parents or anyone else. My ex-wife has my phone blocked, my emails blocked, Facebook blocked. Like, not that I even ever contacted her on any of those meetings. The day I joined Facebook, I'm talking about within 5 minutes of me joining Facebook, I was blocked. And not because I knew that, not because I tried to get on her page, because I saw her as a suggestion, suggested friends, and then it was gone. And then she was completely deleted off Facebook. So, like, immediately, And I know what happened because my father sits on Facebook all day. He saw me pop up. The calls went out. But that's a subject for another video. So I didn't know. I talked to Erin about 3 weeks ago. She lets it out of the bag. She's still talking to this guy. She's still in therapy. Yada, yada. I'm not going to get into the whole issues back and forth again because they're the same with my ex-wife and Erin. And, you know, the one thing I kept asking, because I got him, like, what are you so mad about, Erin? And she couldn't tell me. All she could tell me is she knew about this channel and I was a big fat liar. I'm like, and I asked her, well, what am I lying about? She couldn't tell me. I was hearing a combination of my mother, my ex-wife, and my father's words coming out of Erin's mouth. So she had let it out of the bag that this Dr. Eric Williams in Teaneck, New Jersey, she was still treating her. So I call up there, no answer, no answer. Call twice, no answer. I left messages. I call from my cell number, because I was always calling from my house. I call from my cell number, and lo and behold, guess who picks up? It's him. Because apparently I had his cell phone. It wasn't even his business. I had his cell phone number. He picks up, tell him who I am. He remembers. He gets real weird. And I explained to him, like, I've basically spoken to my daughter maybe 4 or 5 times in the last 2.5 years. I understand you're still treating her. I don't know what's going on. I need to know. Legally, I have a right to know. We have joint shared custody. I have rights as a father. Like, I don't need to know vivid details, but I need to know what's going on with my child. And he gets into, well, I'm not sure. I have to discuss this with Carrie, my ex-wife. I'm like, well, you could discuss whatever you want with her, but understand I do have a right to know what's going on with my child, especially in her medical. So he tells me that he's about to meet with my ex-wife and daughter in about an hour. And I got out of him, I'm like, well, what is she there for? Because I haven't spoken to her. You know, like I said, I spoke to her maybe 4 or 5 times in 2.5 years. I haven't seen her, can't get her on, we know the story. We've been there, done that. What is she talking about? Okay, because according to my ex-wife, the reason she has to go to therapy is because of me and this divorce and all this. So I need to understand. So I ask him, like, what do I need to do? Like, what? And he's like, well, wait a minute. It's not. She's like, it's really not you. It's like, you come up, but she's there because of her problems with relationships with others, with her grandparents. I'm like, her grandparents, meaning my mother and father, meaning the same fucking people that have started this entire goddamn process to begin with. My daughter's therapist has now let it out of the bag that she's in therapy learning how to deal with them. So at that point, I say to him, are you aware of my YouTube channel? And he's like, there's been mention of it. I'm like, what do you know about it? And he's basically, you talk on the internet, and I'm like, it's a little deeper than that. And I explain to him about the narcissism, my parents, the history, and I give him the channel. And I tell him to go to phone call from narcissistic mother, the first one. And I'm like, you listen to that audio, and you will have all the answers you need. You don't got to listen to any other videos. You don't got to watch any of them. Watch. He's like, absolutely, I will. I want to check it out. Yada, yada. So that was last week. Call up again, as I usually do. Usually call 2 or 3 times a week, to no avail lately. Well, not lately. I've been calling 2 or 3 times a week lately. You know, there's been breaks in times where I said I can't keep getting smacked in the face, but like, I'm at a point where I can't let my daughter go down these tubes. I can't. I have to get involved. So that was last Wednesday. I shoot him a text the day after. hey, actually I'll just read the text because this is where this is going anyway. So, hi Eric, I'd like to follow up with you when you have the time about where we go from here. I appreciate your efforts with Aaron and would like to be a part of the solution. I look forward to hearing from you. I use my real name. That was Thursday at 6:13 p.m. Then yesterday at 9:03 a.m. because I got no response. So yesterday was Sunday at 9:03 a.m. Good morning, Eric. I would still like to talk to you about, or Monday, yesterday was. Good morning, Eric. I would still like to talk to you about Aaron and where we go from here. I am completely in the dark. Please call me back at your earliest convenience so we can speak. Thank you again. Use my real name. Heard nothing all day yesterday. This morning I give him a call. I figure I'll call him and leave him a voice message because maybe he's not getting these text messages. Leave him the same type call me back. I just want to know. This is the response I get back about 3 hours later. Hello, Matt. I am unable to speak with you right now as I am occupied for the afternoon. Understandable. Doctors are busy. I did not see Aaron and Curry last week, so I have not had the opportunity to process our talk with them. So that means, once again, they're not showing up. They're not showing up to therapy. Or he's not bringing them there because my ex-wife knew now that I knew, so now maybe she don't want to go back. Here's where it gets interesting, and here's where it ties into my last video about therapists who are in it for the fucking money. Once I have spoken to them, if I have permission to have consultations with you, hold the phone, dude. Who said anything about consultations? See where this is going? You don't need permission to tell me what's going on with my own daughter. Okay, there's no restrictions on my custody whatsoever on any of it. You don't have to have any type of permission. But this is what happens. We would need to schedule it formally. There is a format for that, which includes compensating me for the session time. The session time. I don't want to be your patient. You want me to pay you to find out what's going on with my own daughter? I don't think so. I don't think so. We would have to discuss how much time we would like to book. Then payment would need to be made in advance. Wait on that check. This again is provided I have clearance to discuss Aaron's treatment with you. This is a delicate matter and we need to proceed appropriately. I will be in touch with you on Thursday, Eric. I'm not waiting till Thursday. I'm sick of sitting on my hands. So what we have here is a doctor who has a patient on a state-funded Cadillac plan. Father's not in the picture. Father's been calling him for 3 years. This guy has no interest in helping my daughter. This guy has only interest in making money. And to think that he's going to pull me into a consultation and he wants to be compensated. Let him charge my ex-wife's insurance policy because that's what this is all based off of anyway. This therapy. All I want to know is what's going on. And he wants to suck me into his little therapy. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. This is the frustration we have with therapy and therapists. They don't listen because they have their own agenda, many of them. I've told this guy, I've told him exactly what the deal is. okay? He could go see it for himself anytime he wants. The fact that this goes right to money, that his session time, I want a 5-minute phone call to see what's going on with my daughter, to find out what the hell is going on, what can be done about it. And you want to make money? You want to make money? You don't respond to me. This is modern therapy, everyone. This is what we have to deal with, and this is why we're always so fucking pissed off. You know, and it's an arrogance, I think, too. You know, I think a lot of therapists like to just look down their nose at you or whoever. They got that doctorate. But I would venture to guess that Dr. Eric Williams in Teaneck, New Jersey doesn't have 4,305 patients. I would venture to guess that its practice isn't that big. I would venture to guess he doesn't get 20 to 15 to 30 new patients every day as I do subscribers. The point is, we're not powerless anymore. New media, new ways of communicating, new ways of getting things out. We're not powerless anymore. And so many of you are frustrated because you feel like you can't get your voice heard. And that's why I think you gravitate towards this channel, because I will say the things that a lot of people can't, won't, or are afraid to. And it's understandable why. Where are you supposed to turn? You know, this isn't the criminal justice system where I talked about family courts. It's a cookie cutter. This individual is supposed to be getting to the root of my daughter's problems, quote unquote, emotional problems, which I'm not convinced she actually has. So if he's supposed to be in the best interest of my daughter, how does he make a determination? And I'm part of this issue in this divorce, and her father hasn't been around supposedly for 3 years. Father's just abandoned. But the father's calling you, and the father wants to talk to you, and you won't talk to him and find out what's going on. How are you helping my daughter? How is this not about money and charging a state-funded insurance policy? It isn't, because it is about the money. I'm not tolerating this. I'm not. This is what we've devolved to as a society, text messaging. Text messaging. I got a text message for my daughter's well-being, for her parent mental health. This is how important the therapist is, you are to a therapist, or getting to a root of a problem is. Not to all therapists, so don't go there, but to many. And I know you've all dealt with this bullshit. Wants to be compensated to find out what's going on with my own child, who he's supposedly trying to help. All right. All right. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Well, if he did one thing, he's motivated me to get back on here and start making videos again. This thing gets the best of us, everyone. It really does. And, you know, got me again. On the other hand, I really needed to focus on my health as well. I did. And I'm glad I did, because I couldn't live like that anymore. And it goes into, you know, to move on to a little different subject, is it moved into the body dysmorphia I've had for so many years. And I always thought the smallest size I ever would be a men's large. And not that I haven't been thin before, I have, but I've always worn clothes that are just way too big for me. And that's because when I was a child, I was dressed in clothes that were way too big. So if clothes were tight, for some reason my mother would just, she had this thing with tight clothes, but she figured if she bought it cheap clothes, bigger, you'd be forced to grow into it. So she'd get more out of it. Not that we needed to do that because we were poor, because we weren't. But it caused this later on body dysmorphia, I guess. And thank God for my wife and making me start trying stuff on. And as the sizes got smaller and smaller, and I'm like, is there something wrong with me? Mm-mm. No. I mean, I went from a triple XL down to a men's small to a children's extra large. This shirt is actually a boy's extra large. So go figure on that. It's a process, everyone. And there's going to be a lot of ups and downs and back and forth. And that's just the way it is. How we come through it is what matters in the end. And you stop and you start fighting for yourself. Stop taking everybody's fucking bullshit. Fight the hell back. Stand up for yourself. Because these people aren't. Nobody else is going to. I think a lot of us were just waiting for somebody to come along and save us. And that never happens. Because you can only be saved by one person, yourself. Please don't send me the Lord stuff. Please, no scripture. Fine with religion and God, sort of. But I don't need the religion. I don't need the religious scripture. Please save it. Send that to somebody else. I'm not interested in it. Also, thank you everybody for your support and your concern. And it does mean a lot. And I would like to make a recommendation for everyone. For anyone who spends a lot of time at home, or you are inwards and afraid to go out, and I would suggest, because I have been spending a lot of time on it, that chat program Pal Talk. Because let me tell you something, there are a lot of people there who understand. It seems like the entire program is just chock full of people that have been through the same thing over and over and over again. And the quite honest truth is, if you want to get a hold of me, that's the best place to do it, because I don't really respond to Facebook. I can't. I get too many messages. It's too garbled. I can't do the reading. Not that I can't read. When I read the text, I just get lost. I am much better face to face. You know, forewarning, there are sex rooms on there, which, it's an adult program. There are different rooms for different people and different things. But if you're if you're a bit of an invert and you're looking to meet people and talk, because it's a good way to communicate with people. It's almost like a halfway point where you're communicating and not communicating, and that fear of rejection's not there. There's always going to be your insulters and your people that are going to try to get under your skin, but that's everywhere. But if you're looking for people to talk to, people to relate to, people just to make friends with, I've been there now since late November, December, and I do like it because I do spend a lot of time here, and it really has helped. It really has helped a lot me, and I think that's a lot why I haven't made a lot of videos too, because I have been enjoying myself over there, and I've met some really, really good people. Some people I consider pretty good, pretty good friends right now, and if that's what you need and if that's what you're looking for, it could be an outlet for you. It's like $89 for like a VIP membership for the year. It's not expensive. It's worth it. And we're actually trying, you know, there's people there. We're trying to figure out ways to build rooms there to make them more interesting. Again, I've said before, I wanted to do some kind of chat room on there where we can come in and talk and discuss and build things. And, you know, I suggest if you're interested, check it out. Give it a shot. There's free members. You can go around. It's called a Black Nick. You can go in, check out rooms if you don't want to pay right away, and check it out, see if you'd like it, get a feel for it. But, you know, I've gotten some questions. What do I do? What do I do about this? You know, I really wanted to assess it for a while, and you know what? It's really helped me. It has. And I mean, that's the God's honest truth. It has. And the people there have helped me, you know, and the people I talk to from here act like I'm some kind of celebrity. The people I talk to from my channel, and I'm not. I'm just a regular dude, believe me. If you want to find me, I am easy enough to find on Pal Talk. Trust me. Trust me, you'll be shocked how easy I am to find. So, I'm pretty sure I'm motivated here. I feel a lot better. I didn't want to wait till Thursday to talk to this guy for whatever he's got to say, because that's what I've always done. I just sit on my hands and hope it turns. You know, my wife's like, you got the bully pulpit. She's like, you got the bully pulpit. Use it. Dr. Eric Williams, Teaneck, New Jersey. I hope to hear from you on Thursday, bud. I really do. All right, everybody. I'll wrap it up here. Thank you again for all watching my channel and your support. Sally Matthews, and I will talk to you again real soon, I hope. Bye.